welcome back into the People Queen Inn. I'm your cousin Yumi, and thank you guys for waiting for me to come back live. It is so good to actually see you guys here today. Did you guys eat well, rested well, had a good day at work? If not, I hope that today's stream will make your day a bit more brighter and better. But how is everyone doing today? I could have done better, to be honest, chat. I guess I'm still having one of those rough days, to be honest. It's why some of the redeems haven't been switched back on, if you will. I wanted to take it a bit easy because I want to be a little bit kind to myself, just for one more day, if you will. Just for one more day. And maybe, just maybe, by tomorrow, things will be okay, if you will. And I'm genuinely hoping that, things will be, nightmare again? No, it's not a nightmare again, Retrofox, but it's more of a case that I'm having a case of brain worms again. Mainly because I was actually, stuck on what to actually, create, if you will. And, yeah, it really is, I guess it's better if I just actually explain later down the line when I get the chance. But today is the day we actually get to work when it comes to doing a commission streams. Something we haven't been doing in a while because the fact that we had the holidays, that kind of ate up a lot of my time when it comes to compared to what I'm supposed to be doing when it comes to commission work. And that's what we're going to be doing today by tackling the rest of the other commissions under my belt. Especially considering the fact that I want to open up commissions very soon. So, how about we actually go straight to the podium, chat? Because it's time for us to actually get to work. And if you're wondering what I mean by brain worms, Retrofox, I will be honest, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I had a bit of a depression. I don't think a bit's an understatement. A bit's a little bit of an understatement, but sometimes, some days, I have depression. And before I left here in Hawaii, Hawaii and come here, there was a point I went to my psychologist so we could actually discuss and talk about the issues that I had from the years and what kind of I'm exposed to as a younger age. And I learned from that my psychologist has given me a note that if I ever find my place here in Texas and would be stable, I need to find other means to continue CBT treatment. Cognitive behavior therapy, for those who are not in the know. It's where discussing the level of discussing the level amount of scars and trauma and what have you, to see if they can actually look at it in a different angle and help process the feelings about it, and also give you the tools on how to actually navigate through those feelings. And I do definitely need it for anxiety and depression, since I have them. There are days I did deal better, I will admit, but and then there are days I don't. And I've been having a lot of that these days lately. Hence why I kind of like to refer my depression episodes as the brain worms are at it again. I'm okay now. For now. I guess the better way to explain why I'm in such a rut in the first place is something we'll do when we get live. I wish I could give you a big warm hug. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate it. Thank you. I will be okay, chat. I just need to get by. But until then, let's actually go straight to the podium because we got a commission we need to actually get started to work with. Before that, there we go. Thanks, Golem. Oh. Hello, dear. Okay, so yeah. As a suggestion, you
Hello.
should draw your characters kicking a punching bag of your depression. That actually is not a bad thought, boy Splatty.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by work. What was that about depression?
I'm having a bad case of brain worms again.
No.
Yeah. But yes, we're gonna be working on a commission order for Jenna M, as you can actually see in the tin of this of this stream, where they want me to draw their Kinku character, which is something I need to actually get to work on arting with, considering the fact that this is going to be a full details commission, and depending on how fast things go, how time goes. Maybe we might finish this thing sooner. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Grumblers, hi! Welcome back! Hi, Miki. There are many out there that just hear Texas. As a Texas native, I can understand, but it's your choices to make wherever you want. Decide it, plus you don't have to take advice from me. Thank you. I am trying my best to get through some of these days. Like, I have been slowly getting back into journaling my feelings, considering the fact that it actually writing it down sort of helps out on processing the thoughts a little bit more. And but the thing is, though, I had to go use a whole different notebook, if you will, because I can't, for some reason, find my previous journal that I used when I had to process a lot of feelings after what happened between me and Alabaster. Yes, the entry. Yes, that I use a journal to help me process through that dark period of time, and for some reason I can't seem to find it anymore, which is heartbreaking, you know? Considering the fact that I want to actually use that to write down my current feelings of what I've been going through. The reason why I'm feeling so down about it as of late is because I'm stuck in terms of character creation, if you will. I know it sounds outlandish to have a depression, that I'm having a depressive episode over character creation, but there's a reason behind it, and allow me to actually explain the best of it without giving much detail of it away. See, I am part of a Saturday. I was part of a Saturday group where that is where I actually did play the Dirty Deeds. But unfortunately, the turns of events there had influenced my decision to actually make me leave, and I had to in order to help me get through because I was not okay after certain significant events that happened in that game. And most of them, and I also did a lot of self-reflecting, if you will, that maybe it might be for the better that I should actually bring simpler characters, and by simpler I mean like ones with simple backstory, nothing too heavy, nothing too outlandish, something so simple that my DM doesn't have to forget about it, if you will. But the problem is that I am an emotionally driven person, and I also like emotionally driven stories. And yes, the Dirty Deeds may be a story, maybe a campaign where it's most likely about well, it's an adult D&D. There's no if, whats, or buts. But I am somebody who likes the emotionally driven aspect, and especially the emotional reward that comes with it. But the more I try to create a simple character backstory, the harder it actually goes, because I kind of don't trust my DM to actually handle powerful driven backstories anymore. At least not with mine, considering the fact that it was so intricately detailed. But then again, I had a feeling that there are others who are far more detailed than mine, and I just don't trust the fact after that, after what happened to my characters, and so I struggled and struggled to figure out something to bring to the table, something for the next campaign, whenever that would be. And the more I tried to figure out something, the more I actually struggled. All it takes is just me creating a character, and and then suddenly my brain could actually start working on the intricate backstory that comes with it. Maybe the reason why they're in this, maybe they are closed off. Like, for example, I made a nurse character where she would actually have this gimmick where no matter how much you look at her, the perception seems to be a little bit no. I'm giving myself away. No matter how much you look at her, it always feels like there's something a little bit off-putting about her, despite the fact that she's supposed to look plain. But as you actually get to know her, she actually reveals to be this beautiful woman after all. It's not the fact that she looks off, something about the air around her is off-putting, or that she looks plain. It's just that she has this thing where she changes the perception around the people, so they only perceived her that she looks like she's plain. And the only way she actually reveals who she is, who she truly is when people actually gain her trust. And then I slowly go into further detail that maybe the reason why she's in this adventure in the first place, despite that she's quiet to herself, is because she's looking for her dad. But then afterwards, I remembered exactly what happened the last time I've entrusted the DM to do something about my character backstory, and I had no choice but to scrap it, if you will, because I don't trust him to deal with anything with my character backstories that's quite big, that is quite big and detailed or emotional driven. I'm just literally stuck on what to actually bring for this next game. I mean, I could go for Savage's idea that actually bring a character whose story is already said and done, and anything what they're doing in this is a complete non-canon event. I could do that, but there's a very good chance that everyone is going in this next campaign is going to be very low leveled, if you will, because everyone in the second campaign, everyone started as level 13, but as we keep going further into levels, it becomes a little bit harder. The battles didn't become harder; they became frustrating. That's why I'm feeling this level of depression, because I absolutely don't know what to bring. I'm also worried on how would the DM feel about my characters and what I bring. But most importantly of all, I want to create something so that maybe it sounds very self-punishing to a degree, or maybe it is, but I want to create something where my character doesn't stand out. They are someone in the background character, because even though I'm part of the table, I I feel like no matter how much I do, it won't matter in the end.
If I may, if your worry is about feeling like you won't stand out no matter what you do at the table, are you sure you want to still be at that table?
I want to, but part of me is genuinely scared.
Yeah, I understand. I'm also just cognizant of being aware and willing.
I need a moment. I need a moment.
Okay. Okay. I'm good. Okay, where was I?
Maybe it's better if we just, switch to a different topic, huh?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I had to make the abrupt change, but,
It's alright, yeah.
yeah, I'm genuinely not okay. I don't want to bring everyone down, but but do you actually do? But I did need to give a peek behind the curtain to understand why certain redeems are off as we speak, and I don't want to do that to you. I don't. I'd rather that we actually switch to something a little bit more lighthearted or what have you, and maybe things will actually get better. I know it's abrupt, but I genuinely want things to be better.
Understandable, and it's okay. Just trying to think of anything that's popped up recently, gaming-wise, to talk about. Granted, the year is young, so there hasn't been a lot of stuff in 2026 to talk about.
True.
I've mostly been getting flashbacks from the past in the form of VTubers reacting to mid-2000s Gary's mods slash source content.
Excuse me?
Yeah, people are discovering such wonderful things such as the brain rot that we grew up with in the mid-2010s.
Oh, these guys are pretty much the Gen Zers, that type of VTubers.
Yeah, the younger generations or those who missed it out entirely, as well as some of them obviously getting into onto the parenting as well. That's been interesting to see their perspectives on things. But yeah, a lot of Gary's more odd stuff. I was most recently reminded again of Half-Life VR, but the AI is sentient, which was which was quite a blast from the past. AI self-aware, excuse me.
I would love to go back to those simpler times.
It would honestly be nice and things were a lot less complicated.
Yeah. You have nothing to worry about. You made such unique and beautiful characters. You need to relax and recharge. And we have days that we feel bad, but no need to push so hard. Well, maybe. It's just that, Gods, I am trying my best with that. It doesn't help that, we're gonna be, by Friday, Steve and I are gonna be going to the ranch because we need to actually take care of it until the 14th. And that's gonna be a bit of a tall order because by the next day, Steve and I are already off to Colorado, so we can actually see my family, and I'll be gone until the 20th.
So it's a tight schedule then.
Yeah, that's why I'm also, it's also what helps contribute my, my stress and depression about the situation.
Yeah, that is a lot to take in and deal with all at once, so I can understand.
But you know, there's also another thing I also want to share, that at least I got something, but at the same time, I'm genuinely worried that this too might not work out, but it is something.
It is indeed something. And of course, you have every right to be concerned about making sure that things work out. Everybody has that to some extent. Believe me, I would know. 3 years ago, I literally moved across the entire Atlantic Ocean to start a new life in Canada. So I know that feeling very well, and the feeling of stress and anxieties that came with it. So I do very much understand. And the main thing is just to try and not let those emotions get the better of you. It's very easy to just think of everything that's happened from the perspective of the negative, because human beings are instinctively wired to look at negative things as a survival trait. Sometimes it's just good to step back and look what you have done, all the art you've made, all the friends that you've made, all your progress. Sometimes it's good to almost turn it on its head and look at it from a positive perspective, so when you look back. 1 second.
I was talking about character creation I wanted to share, but that's fine too. Maybe it'll be safe. Don't worry, it'll be safe for another day.
You sure, dear? I would like to see it.
You sure? Because
I
don't want to take that away. I don't want to take what you're going through away from you.
Well, I'm not going through anything right now other than a sore chest. I was just coughing a little bit.
I suppose when I think back on something that gave me a sense of comfort, I can't help but think about dolls.
Yes, I remember you do enjoy dolls quite a lot.
Well, my mom. The one thing I was able to, the one of the reoccurring toys I would actually get growing up are Barbie dolls, if you will. And but past me did not take good care of them. I will admit that much. I wish I did had someone who actually did tell me to take good care of my dolls proper. I mean, or teach me how to take care of my dolls proper. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. But dolls have a way of actually, I don't know. There's just something about dolls that actually give me a sense of fascination, and I always feel a little bit calmed down when I'm just near dolls. And I also have a deep appreciation to them as I get older, especially since I've been looking at the ball jointed doll scene, if you will.
Yes, I recall you mentioning ball jointed dolls to me a number of different times.
But I'm not, I really love the intricate detailing and design that dolls actually have. It's why I love Corey's design before she retired as a VTuber, and I genuinely really do love really love seeing dolls. They have a way. It's a simple childish it's a simple childish pleasure to actually be calmed down around them, and also learn and appreciate their detailing work. But also as of late, I've been going back into certain pieces of media that I knew of that is related to androids and dolls that I know, such as AI, artificial intelligence, angelic layer, and sometimes those are examples I can think of so far because they are what I keep going back to. But even that one Disney movie where it features about a doll coming to life. But what I'm trying to, huh? Oh my Jesus! Jesus! Thank you! Thank you! He actually got me a gift! He got me a gift and throne! I don't know what to say, but thank you!
Thank you very much, Orange Jesus.
It sounded like you could use some comfort food. I guess, you're not wrong. Gods, I could really kill for my mom's pancit right about now, or any of her cooking, really. But yes, going back into dolls. I mean, going back into certain media when it comes to movies or shows that is related about dolls, like Angelic Layer, for an example. That's the one thing that really stood out to me. It's a show in Clamp where it basically is about dolls fighting against each other. And the reason why I'm actually going back into this media is that as of late, I have been considering creating a character who's basically that, a doll. I know I have made another doll character before, in the form of Scarlet, but I want to actually do it again.
Yes, I do recall. I do recall Scarlet, and I think it would be cool to see you make another doll character.
But this time, this doll is not going to be in one piece compared to Scarlet. I mean, the only thing that I could think of that there's something wrong with her system is that whenever she lies, because she's got the Pinocchio vibe, that whenever she lies, her face her face or a part a part of her body turns red, or her nose turns red when she lies. But anyways, let's not get where. But that's not going back to this new doll concept. This new doll concept is something I've wanted to make for a while, and this one is going to be a broken doll, if you will, where they will cut I like to envision that the players, when it's my turn in introducing a character, they will instead encounter a capsule or a box or what have you, some large ass package that has this level of an image that I once upon a time made, but I've never actually put use to it until recently. Remember how I said I like to actually... Remember how in my Patreon where I have this thing where it comes to character creations and what have you, everyone gives me their prompts. In my early days, I kind of had a title to call for that if I have a show. That's basically this, the Pygmalion Project. But yeah, I'm gonna make use of this logo, and that's what's gonna be in front of that capsule. And unfortunately, the doll inside of that box is broken, and that journey for that doll is to figure out is to actually carve their own new identity and what have you, or recall some things or here and there. I don't know. It's up to the DM to whatever that suits their fancy.
You know, it's funny. I didn't have quite the same idea, but I had a similar concept for Warforged a while ago.
No?
Just one moment.
Okay. You can have as many doll-based characters as you wish. I think it sounds cool. Thank you. I guess compared to most people, I know that most people, they would actually feel very put off or scared when it comes to mannequins and dolls, have you. And you know what? Their feelings about it are just as valid. I tried seeing mannequins and dolls the same way, but it takes a while, and I do mean a very long while for me to actually get there in terms of that feeling. I know. I mean, fuck. Markiplier has a fear of mannequins and dolls, and his feelings about it is just as valid. I would know, since I recall watching his Evil Within playthrough. That one level really did have a way to actually made him so unnerved.
So, going back, my original concept was Warforged, that I literally just called the machine. The idea being that it originally appears within the party as basically a servant of some NPC with some motive for being involved with the party, and through character development, this Warforged gains not only sentience but personality and eventually identity. I had this whole concept of potentially discovering the original identity of the soul that the Warforged was created from, and pondering the idea of whether the Warforged would decide whether it was still this person or whether it was a completely new entity in its own right. Another thing that I suppose strikes me as potentially as a potential source for ideas would be the Guinevere android from Knights of Guinevere.
I'm also going for that route too for my doll concept. a Guinevere droid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, because in terms of that, that's almost the perfect example of a broken android, yet clearly, with a lot behind it. It makes a very good reference point, in my opinion.
I had this avatar concept for what my character is going to look like, the said broken doll. And I've yet to draw it out, but I have created a sort of concept because I use Gaia Online to help me out when it comes to character design concepts. Would you like to see what I have so far?
Absolutely.
Okay. Give me a second. This might take a little bit of a while.
Take your time, dear.
When the doll finally does come out, and I genuinely hope this doesn't get my ass. No, I don't. I genuinely hope Twitch doesn't catch hands with this. But here we go. I was thinking of the lead. I guess I need to do that redeem real fast. I've been
Yeah, sounds like it.
Stop.
Yeah, my lungs have not been treating me well today either.
Okay. I have this lovely idea where the doll would come in a box or a capsule. And hold on a second, I need to actually undo a lot of shit in Gaia Online. Oh, hold on. Okay, so let me get this character. This might take a while, chat. Give me a minute. Okay, and we're going. No, fuck. Okay. Yes, you. Okay, oh, fuck me. Okay, fuck. Okay, shit. I thought I actually had something, but it turns out I did not. Okay, oh, fuck. We're gonna have to make do with what we can. So, I have this lovely concept idea for, my said doll project. That they would come out, they would appear in this sort of but this is them when they're about to emerge out from the capsule, but they would appear as this blank template, and they would have the symbol, which is the Pygmalion project symbol, which is this. Hold on a second, let me look. I'm gonna do a thing real fast so you guys can actually understand what the handbasket I'm talking about with this image. Okay, got it, good. Okay. There you go. This is what I actually meant for what the image is going to look like. This is the capsule or box where the doll is going to come from look like. But something does go wrong, and eventually the doll does come out like the box claimed it was finished. But the doll itself is anything but finished. And she is also comes off as very broken, very jittery, and what have you, and would impulsively listen to orders, even if they actually especially if they came from the enemy, if you will. And mind you, she will actually absorb information up until a point where she suddenly and slowly developed sentience and conscience. It wasn't until later down the line when she eventually does gain a level of sentience and consciousness do I actually envision her to look more like this. Does this actually help paint an image, if you will?
It does, yes.
I also like the pastel also a goth vibe that I'm going when it comes to her character design.
Mm-hmm. And just looking at the structural damage to the doll head, are you planning on keeping that in on the later version, or is it something that gets potentially iterated on throughout the story as like a character progress thing?
I guess it depends on the person in the party who could actually figure it out and how to help her, you know? Because when looking up in the previous material that we had in terms of when looking back in the previous material when it comes where the dirty deeds came from, I read that there's this one particular race where I don't know how am I going to read their name out loud without getting Twitch to notice my attention like I breathe. I'm a thought, but I will explain that they're basically dolls, if you will, porcelain dolls that are made out of brass and porcelain, and another component as orichalcum, which they describe this version as living metal. It's why they actually get to have certain parts malleable, soft, and very akin to flesh. But the thing is, these dolls have are very obedient, like warforges. They would actually they have a bit of a hive mind going on, especially in an environment that is called the dollhouse. And but broken and stray dolls can be a thing, and they can actually and you, the player, can actually have the idea that they can actually forge their own identities and also forge their own paths. All the while they had to figure out a way. All the while they had to struggle with not succumbing to the doll mind, aka the hive mind that I brought up.
So almost like a combination of a central programming system and an actual hive mind. I guess sort of like I'm trying to remember the name of the master program behind the Terminators. God, that's an ancient reference.
I think if I have to, oh man, this thing would be so cool to show if I had not, had it not been for Twitch's. Oh no! Here we go. Here we go. This one's better. Here is what that book is described. I found this in Pinterest, but this is what the dolls are said to look like. You know.
Okay, you have to give me one moment. The ad break literally just interrupted me viewing your screen.
What? Oh no. Okay, ad break time.
Yeah, literally the worst possible timing.
Okay, so we'll just have to take a little bit of a break and then
Yeah, just give it 2 minutes. Should be good.
yeah. Think porcelain automatons, and someone has been inspired by Guinevere. I mean, yeah. But it's not just Guinevere that also helps inspire me. It's also Angelic Lair that also helped inspire me. You know, back in the day, when it comes to this one particular genre, which is the battle toy anime genre, where people battle toys against each other like it's some sort of life or death situation.
Sounds about right.
Well, Angelic Lair is definitely up there, but it is more of dolls instead of but it's more like but it's more of dolls, cybernetic controlled dolls, but still.
But yeah, it's the same sort of idea, isn't it? Almost like.
Thank you. I come from Earth, and sounds like my dad is sounds like someone beat my dad can beat up your dad stuff. Not really. We're just discussing about dolls. Especially since I found this one since I kind of want to create another D&D I want to create another doll for a D&D character again. I know I made the first one, that is Scarlet, but I'm going for something a little bit more porcelain and gold type, but also keeping the aspects of a ball jointed doll. In fact, hold on a second. Let me actually do a thing. Let me actually I'm gonna actually do this real fast, so I'm lighting up. There we go. We're now finally, there we go. Okay. Look, here's another example of what I talk about these porcelain dolls, but unfortunately, I need to make changes real fucking fast, so that way Twitch doesn't actually breathe and I'm a thought. Okay, so I need to, no, that's the games, no, that's Ko-Fi. There we go. I need to turn this off real fast. Real fucking fast. Okay? Because if I cannot actually... If I want to actually showcase this image, I need to actually make some changes. So that way it's Twitch friendly. Because Twitch, this is not a bad... This is someone's piece of art. But I know you won't listen. Heathens. Okay, let me actually, do this real fast. Let me bring up, I need to ask Sensor Momo to actually do the job for me. Hold on. Okay. Okay. We're going to, and we're going to copy this. Okay. I guess that looks pretty good. Yeah, I guess that looks pretty good. Okay, it's been a while since we have last saw him. I mean, yeah, Sensor Momo is doing his job, trying to help us out in these moments.
Sensor Momo. That brings back memories, doesn't it?
Yeah, but give him a moment. He's doing his hardest to actually work really hard. So that way this is Twitch friendly.
No worries.
Despite the fact that it sucks, because this is a piece of art, man. Okay, he's almost done. He is almost done. He is almost done. Okay, let me actually... I don't think this actually counts. Okay, Dave, I'm gonna show you what I'm actually talking about as the doll itself.
Sure.
Let's see. These are pieces of what the said doll itself. Do you think I should actually censor the lower part?
The lower portion, I mean, it doesn't seem like there's anything there. However, as you said, Twitch probably is not smart enough to know the difference, so you might as well put it there, even though it's unnecessary.
Saya. Okay. Alright, okay. That can't be helped. Okay, Sensor Momo is done. Sensor Momo is finally done. He's finally done his work. No, that's not that one. There.
That might be reason enough for Sensor Momo to get a second sign that says unnecessary censorship.
There we go. This is what I've been talking about, in terms of the doll itself. These doll characters, these doll people. I'm talking about, porcelain bodies, brass gold like joints, and also, when they are come together, they look more like this. This is a piece of art that I absolutely adore, if you will. And look,
It does look amazing, yeah.
I am a person who absolutely loves dolls. And I know this was AI modified, but this actually since gods, I hate that this is AI, but at the same time, this is actually good reference to shit. I don't know. I'm conflicted. But anyways, this is what I meant in terms of in terms of a porcelain doll warrior, if you will. I mean, it's very detailed, robotic kind of way. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go as far to do the blue patterns and whatnot.
The way I would describe it is it's almost like a porcelain doll version of a Warframe.
Yep. But one I'm actually okay with because I love dolls.
Absolutely, and certainly doing Warframe-esque but with porcelain doll technology is certainly a good way to do it as opposed to the bioengineered body horror approach of Warframe.
You know, if Kome ever comes with a skin that she looks more like a ball-jointed porcelain doll, that is the day I will slap every money on the table just so I can grab it. But anyway.
That sounds about right. To be fair, sounds like it'd be a pretty baller skin.
It would be a pretty baller skin. But anyways, that is the character concept in a nutshell. That she is going to be this obedient yet broken thing. She will do what you ask her to do, but eventually she will grow her own sentience. She will grow her own thoughts, and she would also grow her own needs. And it's her because her story is basically carving her own identity. That's what I would absolutely love to have. But at the same time, I'm also worried and scared that the DM would forget about this, or forget about my backstory, or my backstory will not matter at all. It doesn't.
Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Well, because I know that there's the things that I actually wanted for my character never actually happened properly the way I wanted it to. And if it does, it's half-assed. Or I guess I'm just that emotionally driven. Huh.
It's true, you are very emotionally driven, but that is what I love about you.
Yeah, but I don't think our group says otherwise. I guess I just like I'm just the type that actually I want to get to know the character so that way you know the action that way I can actually care more about the action.
Yeah, want to feel like there's more connection between the party members there.
Gyre would probably have something similar. I mean, you're not wrong at all. Gyre did have something similar too. I mean, she had that Tesla coil skin.
Tesla coil?
Yeah. I mean, Gyre has this one particular skin in Warframe that made her look like a fucking Tesla coil, but retains very much the ball-jointed doll aesthetic. That's what I absolutely love about that skin. In fact, I have screenshots of me with that getup as Gyre. I just need to comb over my screenshots to see if I can find it real fast.
That's fine.
No, that's my Valkyrie heirloom skin. Not the one
I'm just waiting for these tums to kick in anyway, so I'm in no rush.
Oh, are you gonna be alright?
I think I have ingested a bit too much acidic drink.
Oh. Ah, here we go.
So,
That's the one I was talking about when it comes to Gyre. I kind of made
I
this
see.
kid dedicated to Cory Robot, if you will, because I loved her aesthetic, and it's now became more of a dedication now that Cory basically graduated from as a VTuber. So yeah.
jeez.
So yeah.
Yeah, that skin does look incredible.
Thank you. Okay, I guess this looks pretty good, so we're going to start refining the inks. Let's go ahead and start clearing this up.
Jesus Christ, no, Electrofox.
Oh my god. Well, to be fair, what I read about the... You would be surprised what I actually read from that said book. Let me actually... How do I actually call you guys? I know that I know that you're basically called something else in the loot book, but for the sake of Twitch, considering the fact that we don't want to end up getting I don't want to end up getting clapped from Twitch, especially in the early year, if you will. So, for the sake of this setting, we'll call them doll forges, if you will.
Doll forges, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's see. How am I going to? There is a significant entry in here that
I'm reminded the dolls in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah.
How do I put this? In Cyberpunk 2077, there are certain adult services you can purchase, and certain individuals who have certain cybernetics that allow them to A, take information on the client's preferences, B, scrub any memories to prevent blackmail against the client, and C, which is probably the most dubious part, is the suppressing of certain emotions within the doll itself in order to prevent traumatic events or long-term trauma.
Huh. I mean, okay, let's see, here we go. It took me a while to find it, but it did say something in the entry for these doll forges that, they may look humanoid in nature. I mean, they may look humanoid in you know, in appearance, but some doll forges do ended up becoming some doll forges do end up having a different. Okay, here we go. Okay, I found the actual entry itself. In recent years, far more exotic dolls have begun to appear. Tieflings with golden horns and sapphire lips, dragonborn with scales of stain and gilded, or even centaurs with hide and are fluffed with luxurious velvet. The anatomy of doll forges seem to be interchangeable as their mechanical minds. I'm not gonna read this because I'm gonna end up getting clapped by Twitch.
See, now they sound even more like the Cyberpunk 2077 dolls because it's almost the exact same thing with Cyberpunk cybernetic enhancements. You can get basically any look you want.
Yep. Okay, and I'm skipping a little ahead about these lines. Occasionally, even more eccentric arrangements can be found. Dolls designed to cater to specific masters and mistresses, whatever form they take. One thing is certain, every doll is a true work of art.
Yeah, that definitely he sticks as well. But yeah, again, it's a somewhat similar situation in Cyberpunk. The difference is that Cyberpunk is rather than dolls designed from scratch. They are people taken and molded into dolls because they need something to pay the bills.
About that, I read more about the Doll Forge's entry from this book.
Yeah, I was afraid it was going to go that way with at least some of it.
Do you want to actually know, or do you actually want to,
I'll hear about it if you're willing to talk about it.
Okay, becoming a doll. The exact process of why a doll is created varies from one automaton to the next, but it invariably involves the touch of Midas's gold. That's me saying this in the most safe for work edition for Twitch. If we are in Picarto, I am in easy street for reading this thing out in the open. But to make the longest story short of this, every doll forges, from what I read about this, has this one mechanic, if you will, that they have the means to turn a person into an automaton by jamming in this intricate piece of metal that is shaped like a key, a wind-up key to be more specific for everyone who know what that is. They jam it onto the person on the back, and that thing would start spilling over into that person's body, coating them with this liquid brass / gold, and then slowly and surely they are actually turned into a new doll forge. Where they
is this specific to automata, or is this a process that can be performed on others?
It is done by living people. I mean, it is done to living people. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds potentially about as morbid as I would expect.
Yep. Which, look, I was in a very morbid place last night, and compared to doing my character concept designing wise in Gaia Online, but it does actually But don't get me wrong, the information is still useful to a degree. Oh my dear, and my spouse is traumatized in the comments. But I'm also trying to figure out what will be the right name for my doll, if you will. Because I want to have a name for her that is something akin to like that of Barbie, where they could be just because Barbie is known to is known to be a fashion doll, and they could be and she could be just whatever whatever little girls want her to be. A firefighter, a doctor, a policewoman, what you name it. Barbie can do that. I need to figure out a name that actually suits well for her. And given that I've had a sticker already made, a pre-made sticker called the Pygmalion Project, I'm considering the name Galatea, if you will. Or
not a bad choice.
But then again, Galatea is known as white as milk because in the original source, Galatea was originally made of marble, if you will.
True. Although, to be fair, a lot of people just think of marble as being pure white because people think in the ancient world that because people built like their large buildings out of marble, they were basically all completely white edifices, which isn't true. They were usually highly painted.
So, do you think Galatea is a good name for her?
I think it's a good name.
Or it's like a good blanket name, if you will, for like similar to similar to Barbie. Good. Let's
I think it is
traumatized by horror of the porcelain dolls. For Retrofox, porcelain. That's not how you spell porcelain. It's how you spell porcelain is this. I'm typing this in the chat.
If I'm not mistaken, Porcelain.
Yep.
AIN.
Yep. Correct, my dear.
And more specifically about, how do I put it? A certain toy made out of porcelain. No, you don't want that specific type of thing made out of porcelain. Porcelain shatters.
Well, that's what I said. Remember how I said that these doll forges are also made with a third element?
Mm-hmm.
Or a calcum, which is known as living metal into this context. And this allows certain parts to actually be soft and malleable like that of flesh.
Mm-hmm.
So that
the golden copper will probably do that, yeah.
So yeah, even that. So with that context, they would most likely use orichalcum in very specific areas. And I had a feeling my character. You know what? Props to whoever wrote that. I'm taking that. Let's see. I know, just typing it like a goober, even if I know how that's spelled. Okay, fair enough. That's my bad. It's just that I want to have my community to be educated as possible. You know. Because we live in an era where brain rot is a thing, and I know my community is much better than I want my community to be okay, you know. I don't want them to lose brain cells. Does that help?
Well, technically, we want them to only lose brain cells in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way, not through a bad way, if you will. Rachel Ronick, hi, welcome back. I have to say, Barbie has been subjected to a lot of corporate sponsorship over the years, which kind of dilutes her impact a little. I really want to watch the Barbie movie.
Oh yeah, that is a thing, huh? I've kind of forgotten about that after the past year.
Well, it's hard not to forget about Barbie, considering the Barbie movie, considering the fact that it was released the same time as Oppenheimer. Hence why we got so many.
Oh yeah, that's right. All the memes. I must admit, half the reason. Yeah, like half the reason it was showing up in my feed was not because of that, but because of the wrong kind of people having the wrong kind of complaints about the movie.
Maybe it's because well, I still want to give it a chance though, because I never did watch the movie, let alone Oppenheimer, if you will.
Well, I mean, watching Oppenheimer kind of makes sense. You've not exactly been a military history fan, and the guy who made the atomic bomb probably wouldn't have come up on your radar.
But I do know he did quote made the quote, "Now we are all sons of bitches."
Hang on 1 second here.
Wait, you're looking that up?
I'm looking up a different quote here. Yeah, so I haven't heard that specific term, but he is arguably most infamous for the "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds" quote.
Huh.
Which is, I suppose, appropriate for the man who created nuclear weapons.
I guess Laser Purple lied to me. You know, old TF2, previous TF2 guy who made a lot of how it feels to play X videos.
Ah. Oh, okay, so it is actually originally a line from the Bhagavad Gita, which is apparently a Hindu scripture.
Huh. Okay, this doesn't look too bad so far. I'm also considering doing something different with Galatea.
Oh.
I know I want to make her as I want to make this girl to be. I want to make this doll to be a support type. Where I'm considering making her as a divine soul sorcerer.
Ooh, interesting.
But because I got angelic layer in the brain, I'm also debating whether or not I should actually multi-class her into a little bit more into combat, if you will.
So, word of warning about multi-classing sorcerers. Sorcerers are different from wizards in that they have a fair bit of spell slots, but it takes forever to learn more spells. So if you're going to be multi-classing, each level to the other class is a level extra that you effectively need to hold back on upgrading your number of spells as well as the level of your spell slots. So just keep that in mind if you are going to consider a multi-classing approach. It's not something to say that you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying, look at it in a way which will still be functional. And besides, sorcerers are technically a fighting class. It's just that the way they fight is with magic.
True, but I also want to. But it would be kind of funny that this doll, despite that she looks very dainty looking, actually hits like a fucking truck.
You know, it sounds like you might want an item that might be able to help with that as well. Alternatively, you could go the multi-classing approach, or alternatively, another way of thinking about it would be getting some items like Skane as an item that gives her like a 20 to her constitution, which is the reason why she can tank so much as a sorcerer.
Huh. Hi, spouse. I'm also, well, I was thinking, maybe I should actually reiterate that. If by hitting like a truck, I mean like speed base hits like a truck.
Sorry,
Is that right?
speed based.
Because
Is that right?
yes, I did. Because I because I'm very heavily inspired by Angelic Layer because I loved that show a lot when I was growing up. But the main titular characters that though they are actually small, the fighting doll Hikaru, if you will, which they are called angels in this context. But anyways, Hikaru is the titular main angel, where she is known to be small, but she is very. But this gives her an advantage of being very fast and very aerodynamic, and that her attacks hit a lot of damage because of that said speed.
Sounds like Case to me.
Haste?
Mm-hmm. And you said you want to mix in some melee prowess, but keep the spell casting, yes?
Yes.
Well, there is a way to do that.
Warlock.
Both charisma is used in both warlocks and sorcerers. And warlocks, at least in the 2024 edition now, have the Pact of the Blade, which allows you to have special melee bonuses.
Hmm. But say that
And
this
if you
is.
choose Hex,
Sorry.
Hmm?
I'll let you finish.
just and if you go with Hexblade, those melee bonuses are boosted even more. That's also a spellcasting class, so you get access to more spells.
I'll think about it.
Hmm.
It's just that I'm thinking. Well, I'm trying to how am I going to make this work for 2014 edition?
114? Hexblade, specifically.
Also, how are you doing so far, Hun?
I'm tired. I'm running on minimal painkillers, no Allegra, and minimum caffeine. I forgot to grab that stuff this morning.
Oh dear. Do you want me to?
But the good news is,
Oh, yes.
but the good news is that we're almost caught up.
Good. Good. But do you want me to prepare you more? But do you want me to start preparing you gamer subs now for the day?
How do you mean?
Like I would actually prepare you a shaker cup that is ready to go to bring with you to work.
Like the night before?
Uh-huh.
You don't need to do that if you don't want to, hon.
Maybe, but you sound like it. But it sounds like you needed it after you're going through a hard day at work.
I won't lie. I was planning on making myself a cup once I got home.
Okay. I'm just asking, you know.
Yeah. Plus, I want to get that new shaker I bought that's apparently been delivered. I want to give it a test run. I mean, I'll consider that offer, okay, hon?
Okay.
It's just I know you already do so much for me, you know? I don't want to overextend you.
I guess this looks pretty good, but but maybe it's just because I feel a little bit winded from earlier from the depression. I kind of want to have an early 10-minute break.
Yeah,
that is fair.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you. Well, like if it was that bad, you could have woken me up.
I know, but this is more. But this just sprung onto me today because I was that riddled with anxiety for what am I supposed to bring? Because ever since I told myself it's better to give to just give my character creating process to something far simplified, it's been a challenge because I'm now experienced enough that I'm more adventurous to start bringing in more character-driven more story-driven characters.
I know, and I know you're shooting yourself in the foot by trying to make something so simple.
Yeah, I mean, even Chad can also see that I'm suffering on that front. Speaking of Hexblade, wondering when this year the Warlock gameplay trailer will be revealed. Since it will be this year, then Wizards of the Coast and video games lately been missed. They do bangers sometimes, but that only is if they do like Larian from Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know. I genuinely do hope they did get their shit together.
Like if you're gonna take a break, hon, I should probably get back to work myself. I just wanted to check up on you, make sure you're okay and such. After hearing about the whole depressive episode you were having.
Well, I'm slowly getting better now, sort of. Just talking about the character concept, what I had in mind, and hearing the reception is helping a little bit. But
That's
I
good.
guess I'm really kind of winding down, and I guess I kind of yeah, I definitely need to I'm going for an intermission, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know we're doing this early, but this one's going to be a longer intermission this time around. What, instead of 10 minutes, it's 15. I needed I needed I needed a break, a moment, and we'll be back after these messages, okay?
That's fair.
See you guys in 15.
See you in 15.
Hi, we are back! Thank you for waiting! Okay, I genuinely oh, I just realized oh dear. There we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and start
Welcome back.
this up. Oh, thank you. I'm just, let's see, Discord, are you finally going to allow screen sharing or no? Okay.
Is it giving you grief?
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Considering the fact that Discord kind of booted me out when I've been AFK for a long while, so yeah. I genuinely want to say thank you all for actually waiting for me to come back live. To be honest, there's a redeem. Oh, it's gonna be a little hard considering there's only 2 of us, but okay. Okay. Dear, call it. Evens or odds?
Evens.
Well, I had a bit of a good run.
Are you getting jawed?
Yep.
Don't worry, it's not too bad in there. You get used to it after a while. Plus, it's surprisingly clean.
I mean, I hope so. Okay, so let me actually put this away. Okay, so I am going to finish up what I have with this. As I was actually saying, actually, maybe it's better if I just continue where we're supposed to be drawing off with this thing. My thoughts can actually wait.
If you so wish, but I am more than willing to hear what you have to say.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it took me a little bit of a while to come back longer than usual. Not only do I need to actually lay down, but just so I can actually look up sites on where to actually go to for my characters, if you will. There's no
You mean?
If what's or buts about it. I have made a lot of characters over the years, and a lot of people can get to be forgetful of what character I'm actually talking about when they only know 1 or 2 of my characters at that point. Steve is being the worst offender on that, but honestly, I don't blame him considering I've made so many. So, yes?
Sorry.
No, you go. I can wait.
What I was going to say is, so you need a website to use as an archive, essentially?
Yes, because I have made so many characters that it really does showcase that and I really need a perfect home for them, so that way everyone can get to see these characters, and they can also get to see the content that they're part of, if you will. Like, everyone is very familiar when it comes to my traditional 4, but I've made far beyond that, and I have been considering websites like Toy House or Unveil, but Unveil is, after so much time, I realized just how overly strict they are when it comes to their terms of service. And me, who has also drawn her characters in specific art, Especially, I'm talking about art outside of not safe for work art. I'm gonna have to be clear. They don't allow that in Unveil, and so that kind of just made things a little bit harder for me to stick with it by the time I'm finally ready to upload my characters in a new site. I just need to go around, shop around for websites to see which one is the best place to archive my characters. Okay, I guess it looks pretty good. So, well, actually, we're gonna fix that up again. I know that Banks uses Toy House when it comes to their characters. I guess what I'm trying to look for my criteria is that I'm looking for a site that not only is where I can showcase my characters, but the art where the art tied to them, and this also extends to not safe for work art. You know?
Yeah, I get you, and that makes sense. It's it wouldn't really be complete without being able to fully express yourself, right?
Especially since I want to go for the especially since my pinups fall under artistic nudity at times. I guess that looks pretty good.
It's a shame that all the sites. Why is the name escaping me? That one older website doesn't have like a more archival function that could serve that purpose.
You mean DeviantArt?
Not DeviantArt, Newgrounds.
Oh, man, I should definitely go back to Newgrounds, but you're not wrong on that front. Newgrounds is definitely another site that I can also upload my art and my not safe for work art too. But you're not wrong. It certainly has not had a proper situation where you can actually archive your characters. So that does
It basically just lets you classify your art in a simplistic form as well as by date. Hello, Aurora.
The baby has just woken up from another one of her naps.
Time to grab this because this is one of the few references that the client has provided me. And we're going to go ahead and start coloring. Okay. But I do genuinely hope that you're right to a degree when it comes to my character Galatea, you know? Considering the fact that, the main thing when it comes to Galatea is that hers is a story of identity, trying to create her own identity, compared to Scarlet, who wants to actually remember who she actually is, who she actually was. There's a bit of a difference. I want to make a difference between both my characters.
Yeah, but there is a clear distinction there, and I do think that they are both good stories in their own right.
It kind of looks like that bird from Star Fox. Perhaps. But this guy is a kinku. He's one of the few avian bipedal races in D&D, but their main thing is that they do not have a voice of their own. They basically mimic they actually mimic sounds and voices from the last thing that they've actually heard or what they actually know of. Playing as a Kenku is basically going hard mode in this analogy. Because you basically have to remix whatever words you want to actually say to your party, if you will.
Oh yeah, it's Kenku is like the equivalent of sentence mixing we used to do in Gmod videos.
Basically. I'm not sure how my client actually does play with their character, but you know what? That's more power to them. Okay, so let me see.
Are you done eating, baby cat?
Okay, that'll be, let's see. Oh, wait, no, wait. Oi, hold on, this one's an Arakakra. Fuck, okay, shit, I'm mistaken. I am sorely mistaken. Oh, no. Oh.
It's perfectly fine.
I had to read over my, NPC. I had to read over my client's notes about her, their character. Yeah, I fucked up. I really.
It's
royally
okay.
fucked up.
It's a minor mistake. But like I get it. There is a difference between Arakakra and Kenku. As far as I'm aware, Arakakra are capable of speech, for example.
Yep, but they could also
And-
have the ability to fly.
That and they're generally a fair bit taller, whereas Kenku, I believe, are short.
Yep.
But yeah, my point still stands. It's a minor thing. We understand it's now an Arakakra. Our mistake.
Let's see. How am I going to make their outfit? The second pictures are good. I don't have a particular.
I'm also sending you all Aurora pics.
Aw, thank you. Aww. Aurora. Sweet bean.
She really is. Including the one where she's got her tail in my face.
Let's see. I'm not sure what to actually do with these colors, but I'm gonna see if. Let me actually message my client real fast. Do you want the colors of the? Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna reply to this. Do you want the colors of the outfit to be the same or similar to the first reference? Wait, hold on. I need to be more specific. Do you want the colors of the outfit to same as the second reference or similar to the first reference? There we go. Well, I'm waiting for my client to actually message me back. I think I could use this opportunity to, let's see. I think I'll use this opportunity to start working on a guide for shading. Because if I want to actually have an idea on how would this shading and lighting would actually go, I need to start ahead. I know we're going backwards a little bit, but I call this the method to my madness, if you will. Okay.
Entirely fair. Meanwhile, I'm doing something slightly different in Photoshop for a change.
Oh?
So sometimes I do texturing on some of the models in my game to create just certain paint schemes, kind of like we used to do back in the day.
Oh.
And I am relearning for the first time in ages how to do... What are they called? There's a specific... Not hexing, that's a model thing. This is specifically texture related. This is... Sorry, my brain's running a little slow today. I'll forget the name of exactly what this is called in a second.
Fair enough.
Rough mets. And a rough met is essentially a separate texture file that a modeler uses to interpret how certain materials are represented by the textures. So whether they're shiny, metallic, or more rough or coarse. Essentially a rough met file does the job of determining for the system which is which for which material, and allows you to distinctly separate them out and work on them.
Well, I genuinely hope it does turn out turn out well. You know, considering that it may look simple, but making 3D making the textures is challenging. Especially since you want to get them done specifically. I would know a little bit due to my time trying to make the texture colors right or the patterns right for my Gmon models back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Man, it gets a little bit worse in that respect because for the most part the models back in the day were complete models for... Essentially, each unique part of the character had their own individual texture for each individual part of the model. Now imagine you're working with a single model where the main body is divided up into two textures, and you have certain elements that cross from one texture file to the other, and you need to then align the correct elements in the correct place to get the effects you want. Exactly. I can tell from your reaction you understand exactly where this is going in terms of pain.
I mean, I can understand to a degree, you know, considering how, you know, previous hex are here. But but that's just but that's what it is, working on the textures. But the actual hard work on sorting them out as is, yeah. No, that's painful.
Painful, yes.
Okay, I think this looks pretty good. Hold on. I want to watch Angelic Lair after today's stream, considering the fact that our DM Savage is away in town, enjoying his vacation with his wife and in-laws. More power to him. I guess this would actually give me a more excuse to do an impromptu marathon of Angelic Lair.
I could join you if you'd like.
You want to?
Of course. I always cherish spending time with you, so...
I love that.
Sounds like a date then.
I'm considering doing it tonight, though.
And that's fine. I have tonight off. I can do it.
Let's see. Now, mind you, this is released back in the 2000s, so significant humor and significant moments kind of would age a little bit.
We're talking the usual 2000s age, like fine milk kind of humor, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things back then are a whole ass different compared to now. But we gotta at least give credit that they did leave behind some things, to remember. Like, maybe it's because it's Tuesday and it would have been the Tuesday game today, but allow me to actually mean what I'm talking about, chat. Remember Perla, my Triton chef bard, if you will? I was able to, when it comes to Perla, this is an isekai game. I had to think on a very specific time period that Perla actually came from. Because, for those who need to catch up again, the isekai game is basically your character, came from Earth or whatever world that you wish to be, where, you are transported into Valen, and you are basically chosen as the next as God's chosen warriors for the upcoming fight that is in the horizon to the Demon King, or God in this case. But the point stands. For Perla's case, I had to think a little bit more for her. That I decided to go, instead of making Rose, who came from the modern world, like 2024 from our world. Perla came from the era of 2006, and she was 8 years old when she poofed away from Cebu, Philippines to Valen. And the one thing I can't wait to actually do as Perla is to actually ask very good questions to our other party members on significant things if they are still around before they are transported into Valen. Like, God, should I actually say it? Fine, I'll do it. I'm gonna make her actually ask the party a very good question. Like, I'm gonna word this as Perla's voice. I know this because the big kids would always talk about it a lot, but do people still use MySpace?
Oh yes, I remember this. I can't remember exactly what the reaction was, but I think it was something to the effect of, "Oh, you sweet summer child."
Guys, look, Perla was 8, okay? Cut her some little bit of slack.
Yeah, again, I'm not, what's the word? I'm not ragging on her, but yeah, we have a interesting dynamic cast. At least 2 of them are thankfully from the modern day, so that helps standardize it. But you've got Perla, who is from at least 2 decades in the past, and accordingly, the 20 years of cultural difference is quite entertaining to see the change. And then you have a guy who's 2 millennia from the past.
Which she's trying to connect, but
I feel like they're bonding.
He has a lot to catch up, man.
Yeah, obviously, culturally, there's a lot of differences, but I do feel like they are still bonding over some shared things that have happened in their lives.
There's also one more thing I also want to ask us, Perla, when that time finally comes.
Oh.
Do you want me to say this out loud in Perla's voice? It might be borderline spoiler. It might be borderline spoilerish, but do you want to?
If you want to keep it as spoiler free, I can wait.
It's not story related, but it is something something I can't wait to actually ask as Perla. The next time when the game happens.
I'll tell you what, because you want to do it down the line as Perla, instead of doing it now, I will wait for the moment so that it's entirely fresh when you do it and you get the most enjoyment out of it.
Alright. But God, I need to do a lot of research on what came out in the 2000s, especially in the era of 2006. And I did
No
learn
kidding.
something that came out in the era of 2006. One which I can't wait to actually use to when the group finally gets to come together and when the moment does finally show up.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but since you said you'll wait until it finally comes out, I won't say I won't say much, okay?
Entirely fair.
But if I had to think back on big movies that came out in the early 2000s, Lord of the Rings is definitely up there for sure, as well as the early time period where Harry Potter started really take off. I mean, around Perla has poofed off before Twilight was a thing.
That was mentioned too, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the group, like after when we're done with our session for the day, like Perla was not there when Twilight took off. But give her, if she has disappeared in 2008, she would definitely, if Perla did disappear in 2008 as a 10-year-old, she would actually know Twilight, and she would definitely ask Almas or any gem dragonborns, is that the skin of a killer? Because Twilight vampires, they sparkle, their skin sparkle in the sunlight.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not making this shit up. That's what the writer says. Writes to her vampires.
That is such a departure from the vampires that I'm used to, where it's like you put them in the sunlight, they scream and turn to ash, while screaming "Kono Dioda."
Look, I know it's a very much glutton for punishment, but do you wanna watch movie 1 of Twilight to find out?
You know, one of these days we should probably do it.
Good. Oh, that'll be splendid.
Look, to be fair, you have put yourself on cringe fiction here before, so it would be rude of me not to volunteer to take a little suffering in return.
I mean, it's kind of a shame that we didn't get to meet that goal for for last year's Donathon. I was actually ready to put myself out there to read book 1 of Twilight for y'all.
That would have been a lengthy yet somehow entertaining and simultaneously I imagine, very painful experience for you.
Perhaps, but it is one that I'm willing to actually give it a shot, you know?
Fair.
But hey, I'd rather read Twilight than pick up 50 Shades of fuck you to the masses. No. Okay, where it looks like it's coming together in terms of where his, for this dude's shading. We're also gonna fix the shadings in under part here. Yep. And that looks pretty good. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay. Let's see. But I will say this: of the goals that we have met, as soon as we're done with with Dead Space, the next game we're going to be playing for the Friday lineup would be Undertale as promised, considering that was another game that we managed to meet the goal of. It's just that priorities take first when it comes to Dead Space, considering it's the first of the games as to be played. And yes, we are taking our slow time with it, considering the fact that Dead Space is a different beast. But speaking of Dead Space, I managed to fire up Sony Vegas last night in order to stitch the part 2 run of Dead Space, and it's only a matter of me putting it into my YouTube channel, if you will, because when I was able to find part 2 of Dead Space of my Twitch channel, I learned that the stream was so bad that time that it was split into 5 separate videos.
Ah, yeah, because the network issues.
Not just the network issues. It is said that Dead Space is got so buggy because of that one particular level. The medical
Oh,
level.
yeah, that's
The
right.
one with,
Oh, yes. Yeah, I know what you mean now.
Yeah. But there's gonna be slight, but I will tell you, stitching them together, there's gonna be a bit of a funny twist once people gets to rewatch it again. Actually, let's also fix that right there too. I will also give everyone a heads up again that yes, the streams are going to be very sporadic next week. I'm only going to be streaming like 2 days at most next week, considering the fact that I'm going to be in the ranch during that time. But because other than watching the ranch, I'm also going to be packing up for the upcoming trip that's coming by the 15th. And I'm most likely going to be gone by that time until until the 21st, because the 21st is when I'll come back. But I'm most likely going to take one more day to rest and recover, considering the fact that it's going to be a long trip.
Entirely fair.
I will take pictures where I could. It's just that I genuinely need to look up places on where to actually go to for me and my family to enjoy. Considering the fact that the place we're going to is very specific because it has a lot of snow, and I need to figure out good places to go when we're there.
Entirely fair.
Other than that, I think I'll keep it a down low for what I'm going to be bringing for the I'll keep it a bit of a down low on what I'm going to be bringing. I'm most likely given that it's going to be a 5-day trip, I'm gonna be bringing my iPad with me, considering it actually acts as another laptop, but smaller.
Entirely fair.
Anything you want me to find for you when we're there, dear?
Colorado. There's nothing specific that comes to mind that I can think of specifically out of Colorado. But if you do find something out there that is nice, I will happily receive it.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, my angel.
You're welcome. Oops. like it if I actually make a stream dedicated to designing Galatea?
I would enjoy seeing that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that when it comes to talking about my characters and designs, I become a little bit more lively and cheerful.
Oh, well, I imagine that's fairly simple in that you enjoy doing it. I can't imagine anything negative in that respect. You love character design, you love fleshing out characters. It really is something that makes you happy.
Especially since I like to talk about any potential character ideas and the emotional arcs that come with it. Because look, I want to make this character something like that of the heart. I know it sounds a little bit more I know it sounds a little bit more outlandish, considering that she's supposed to be this subservient, but broken mess. It's just that we don't have a. It is important that when it comes to for a group composition, that we need someone as an emotional core in order to actually help bring people together, if you will.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, sure, there is the trope. The trope is everyone knows about the trope, but that is the 5-man band. But there's a reason why it works so well in the first place. Everyone is going to be different, and everyone is going to actually showcase that difference and everyone's going to showcase that level of difference. Welcome back, Emerald Marine. But if that emotional piece is basically missing, you're going to end up having a group dynamic that it's going to be a little bit hard to gel with the other.
That is true.
They like the item, so they like the item, so it worked out. Oh, that's splendid! That's really great. Okay, so we're gonna fix this there. Okay, I think this looks pretty good in terms for their shading. Don't you think?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, let me go ahead and start. Oh goodness, we're gonna be having an ad break in about 30 seconds. So let me actually do this quick. But don't worry, progress will be paused by the time by the time it hits. I won't be doing much in terms of progress, if you will. So give me a second. Alright, there we go. So we're gonna do that. Alright, that'll have to do for now. And let me just open up this right now. There we go. And we're not going anywhere. We'll be back after these messages.
Getting a good stretch in.
While I'm at it, I'm just gonna look over on who is on right now as we speak, so that way we have an idea on who we should raid. I don't even know if Melly is still gonna be on by the time we're done here, but I'd be surprised. It's just, it's still hard to believe that she has been streaming for over 500 days at this point.
It is kind of crazy, yeah.
Right? I think it also is bad that, I I think it's kind of bad that I actually, is it really bad to say that I kind of forgot what her usual content's like?
I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. I just say that she has gone on for a long while. Cat, what are you doing? Playing? I can hear her tearing her claws into the chair cushion. Oh, I see what she's doing. She's sitting on the chair trying to reach out for a scratching pole, which is just out of reach.
Chat's not letting her go unless she takes a break that she has. Everyone with the move. You know what? Maybe if she's still around at this time, if she's still around at this point, I would say we can actually go. I think we should actually go and raid her by the time we're done here.
Yeah, if she's still running, then by all means, let's do that.
Aye. Considering the fact that it has been a hot minute since we've actually seen her. I mean, we have visited her every now and then. It's just that she's been busy being offline, but still kept the subathon moving. Alright, it is time for us to... the ad break is now just about over, so we're gonna start going back to where we are. Let's see if we can actually get this thing done before Melly's timer goes off. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. If I need to refine this thing offline, then that's fine by me.
Entirely fair.
Besides, it has been a while since I've seen my friend, and I genuinely miss her.
That is sweet as well.
I mean, if she actually took a moment, outside of the subathon to actually check if I'm okay during the Alabaster shit show. If that's not a sign that says that she's a good friend who asks if I'm okay, I genuinely don't know what is. And besides, I also want to take a break, considering the fact that I've been streaming for a while, and I feel like I want to flop after the depression, if you will. Maybe I'll make myself some gamer subs.
Entirely fair.
Okay, so let's see. We'll most likely do the shading, and then afterwards we're calling it here. There's only 12 minutes left on our clock. Okay. Kick that depression in the ass. I genuinely hope so. If there's one thing I want to actually do one day, but I know it's, I'm risking it for a biscuit, but I would actually like to draw, my feelings and and whatnot as D&D monsters, if you will.
Entirely fair. That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah?
I think so.
Well, I did remember someone saying that doing that might be very risky. And I know. But I want people to understand that, people are also struggling in their own way, and also struggling when it comes to... You're moving? No, I'm not. I'm not moving. It's just that, we're going to the ranch by Friday to watch over it for about a good number of days. and by the time when it's the 15th, Steve and I are going to Colorado to see my family because we're all having a birthday vacation, mini-cation there. Especially since my sister's the only one who has not seen snow, and I want my sister to have that. So that's why we're all going to Colorado for this mini-cation. And you know what? Maybe it's a little. I think I also needed it after what I've been going through these past few months at this point, since
Entirely
August.
fair.
Since August. Okay. Tell Stan, Kenny, and Kyle and Carter I said what's up. Okay. That. And somebody has donated subs to Melly, extending the clock. Free my girl, she didn't do nothing. Well, you know what? No, that's a fucking lie. Melly probably did something to those poor dragons. Cheer you up with that, and you know what, I do truly appreciate that. I'm really grateful that I at least have a community that is understanding and kind. That's what I actually wanted, if you will. That yes, we do have it is fine to bully the streamer every now and then, but at the end of the day, I want to raise a community who is kind, who actually cares and listens and also understands, and also is empathetic, because we're humans. At the end of the day, we go through a lot of things, and I'm genuinely hoping that this year will be okay. Oh boy. Then again, what's going on politically is a whole different shit show, but I'm still trying to hold on to any piece of hope I can. And if I actually was able to grow a community that is kind, empathetic, despite that we poke fun every now and then that makes me then I'd say I did well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. As you recall, I know it feels to struggle with depression. It was thanks to people like you who have impacted my life positively that helped me regain my spark near the end of November 23. Aw, shucks. Speaking from personal experience, reliable would also be good. I'm talking about mostly offline experience, not online. Aw. Well, I genuinely hope that things in your end are okay. I mean it. I may not be the biggest VTuber that is in this in Twitch. I'm very, very much a small and unrecognizable one, but I genuinely want to say thank you for anyone who still come back and also
Bless you.
listen to what's going on in. Oh no.
You doing okay?
I think I'm gonna need a towel. Why did I throw it off?
Wait. Are you chilly over there?
No, but I am experiencing the oh no.
The sneezes, oh dear. You good?
I think so. What do you mean you called it, hun? Goober. No, shut up. But I will say this though. I know I made plenty of. I have made like 3 goals to work on this month. 3 to keep things a little bit easier for me to keep track. Well, I have already made a set in term a long-term goal, if you will. One where I am considering later down the line upgrading my PNG tuber avatar. A lot of people would say, is this finally time to actually get to work when it comes to a live 2D model? Oh, God, I wish. I genuinely wish. Maybe if I make a donathon goal, that actually helps raise the prices on that. But a live 2D model requires a lot. Is a lot. It costs a lot of money to make a single live 2D model, let alone someone who knows how to cut and put it together and rig it. I know Banks does it, but Banks is one of it. But Banks raised those prices for a reason, and I think if I want to be put myself in the mind of a live 2D artist just for a little bit, I know exactly the program to actually go for. And you know what? I'm ready for accepting this challenge if it's a means to upgrade into a better VTuber, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Hello, baby cat.
So what you're saying is, it takes one to know one. Both of you are, so you're both goobers. Fair play. Well done. Well played. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start with the colors of the wing. Because we've been focused on doing the shading for this dude. There are tutorials you can consult if they need a refresher. That may be true, but the console, but for this project that I have in mind for this updated Live 2D model, it's gonna require to do a lot of research, and trying to find the material for it is going to be challenging, but one which I am genuinely hoping to grab, if you will. Because the model I'm going to be making is going to be a little bit it's going to be a little bit detailed, but I am going to put myself in the minds of in the shoes of a VTuber. So yeah, well, live 2D artist. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there's 10 minutes left and no one's clock. Okay. Shit. Okay. There's gotta be a lot of refining after this. For sure. Okay, so we're gonna work on this. I don't know if we'll get this thing done in time, but you know what? I'll take the break after this one. Nine minutes left. Oh God. Okay. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna start taking that break in a moment. Especially since Melly's gonna be most likely be ending the stream today. And these two. gonna say the proverbial fuck it. I know we're gonna be ending a little bit earlier than we should. Wait, hold on. Also known the Goober to made one version of 3D repo avatars that people love. Okay, say her name, not proper etiquette to name streamers without permission. If they let her go, it'll be a blessing. Melly might possibly be free. Possibly. It would be a Christmas miracle and a half that they let her finally go after what? Over 500 days?
Jesus, yeah. Now that you say it, it actually makes me realize 500 days, good God, it's the better part of 2 years.
Right? It's why I'm
That is actually crazy.
It's why I'm a little bit on the hesitant side on whether or not our chat actually gonna let her go for once. And I'm just currently trying to fix up this avatar so that way, you know what? I also want to be there when it finally, because I also want to be there when the clock finally ends.
Entirely fair.
Girl, she's queen shape, I think.
She's absolutely friend-shaped.
For the talons, I don't know.
Especially when she can also be gremlin-shaped.
Very much so. If it's the streamer that I think it is, I'd like to be there too. It's Melly. It's Melly. There we go. Let's make those beans a little bit lighter for these talons. Thank you for the squishy. Thank you for the plushie barrage. Thank you. Thank you. Ugh. Okay, my nose is being bleh. But I am still in the jar, so it's gonna take a little bit more than that to actually release me.
Why are you murping?
What is she murping?
I mean, I can tell you exactly. She's saying, "Human, I want attention, please."
Okay. We're gonna start working on these eye highlights.
I will briefly excuse myself just to make sure the cat is okay.
Okay. The little of your aim is those missing the jar. Anyone can be gremlin shaped. Very much so. Okay, as much as I want to stick around, chat, I am gonna call it here because, yeah, I am all that. I am practically done for the day. I will most likely continue this thing offline yeah, I'm gonna continue this thing offline. That's for sure. After all, there's gonna be a lot of refining process in this one, but I am on the right page so far. I am very much in the right page so far. So let's go ahead and actually raid Melly as we speak. And let's go make this raid message. Why not? Let's be fucking cheeky. There we go. We're going to actually ask her a very good question, and that's our raid message for the day. I truly do appreciate that you guys come by here today and watch me draw. Tomorrow's going to be another art stream where we're going to be doing another commission, if you will. And I genuinely hope to actually see you guys there. May y'all have a good night. May y'all eat well and rest well. I hope to see you guys next time in the Paper Plane Inn. Take care!
I missed it.